and that is considered close. The Sun is much farther away. Light from the Sun takes about 8 minutes to reach Earth. So when sunlight touches your face, that light has already traveled for 8 minutes through empty space. But even the Sun is basically our neighbor. The nearest star system, Alpha Centauri, is more than 4 light years away. That means its light takes more than 4 years to reach us. If the Sun were the size of a small coin, the nearest star would still be kilometers away. Between them, almost nothing. No planets, no air, no sound, no cities, no oceans, just darkness, radiation, and a few lonely particles drifting through a cosmic void. So why is space like this? The first reason is gravity. Gravity pulls matter together. It does not spread matter evenly across the universe. It gathers it into clumps. Gas becomes stars. Stars gather into galaxies. Galaxies gather into clusters. And those clusters form giant threads across the universe, like a glowing cosmic web. But when matter collects in one place, it leaves huge empty regions between those places. That is why the universe has structure. It is not smooth. It is not evenly filled. It is made of islands of matter surrounded by oceans of darkness. And between those islands are cosmic voids. Some cosmic voids are so huge that they stretch for hundreds of millions of light years. Imagine a region of space so large that light itself needs millions and millions of years to cross it. And inside, there are almost no galaxies. That is not empty like a desert. That is empty like reality forgot to put something there. But space is not perfectly empty. Even in deep space, there are still a few particles, a few atoms, some radiation, magnetic fields, cosmic rays, dark matter, ancient light from the Big Bang. So space is not absolute nothing. It is just almost nothing. Why is space so empty? Look at any image of the universe, and it does not look empty at all. You see galaxies, stars, glowing nebulas, black holes, planets, and clouds of cosmic dust. It looks like the universe is full of light. But that is an illusion. The universe is almost completely empty. Not empty like an empty room. An empty room is still full of air, dust, heat, sound, and invisible particles. Space is different. Space is emptiness on a scale the human brain was never built to understand. Earth feels huge to us. It has oceans, mountains, forests, cities, storms, and billions of living creatures. But from space, Earth is just a tiny sphere floating in darkness. The moon looks close in the night sky. It feels like it is right above us. But the moon is about 384,000 kilometers away from Earth. You could fit every planet in the solar system between Earth and the moon, with room left over. And that is considered close. The Sun is about 150 million kilometers away. Light from the Sun takes about 8 minutes to reach Earth. So when sunlight touches your face, that light has already crossed millions of kilometers of empty space. But even the Sun is our neighbor. The nearest star system, Alpha Centauri, is more than 4 light years away. That means its light takes more than 4 years to reach us. If the sun were the size of a small coin, the nearest star would still be many kilometers away. Between them, there would be almost nothing. No planets, no air, no oceans, no sound, no cities, just darkness, radiation, and a few lonely particles drifting through a cosmic void. So why is space like this? The first reason is gravity. Gravity does not spread matter evenly through the universe. It pulls matter together. Gas gathers into clouds. Clouds collapse into stars. Stars gather into galaxies. Galaxies gather into clusters. Over time, gravity builds islands of matter. But when matter collects in one place, it leaves enormous empty regions between those places. That is why the universe looks like a cosmic web. Galaxies form glowing threads and clusters across space. But between those threads are giant dark regions called cosmic voids. Some cosmic voids are hundreds of millions of light years wide. Imagine a region so large that light needs millions and millions of years to cross it. And inside, there are almost no galaxies at all. That is not empty like a desert. That is empty like reality forgot to put something there. But space is not perfectly empty. Even in deep space, there can be a few atoms, radiation, magnetic fields, cosmic rays, dark matter, and ancient light from the Big Bang. So space is not absolute nothing. It is almost nothing. And compared to Earth, that difference is insane. On Earth, every breath you take contains countless molecules. Air is thick. Water is dense. Rock feels solid. Your body feels solid. But in space, particles are so far apart that sound cannot travel. That is why space is silent. Sound needs something to move through, like air or water. On Earth, sound is vibration moving through matter. But in space, there is no thick air to carry those vibrations. A star can explode in a supernova with unbelievable power. It can blast material across space and shine brighter than billions of stars. But if you were floating nearby, you would not hear a giant boom. The universe can be violent, but it screams in silence. And here is the strange part. Emptiness is not only between stars and galaxies. Emptiness is also inside matter. Everything around you feels solid. A table feels solid. A stone feels solid. Your hand feels solid. But atoms are mostly empty space. At the center of an atom is a tiny nucleus. Around it are electrons, spread out far from that nucleus. Most of the atom is not solid matter. Most of it is empty space controlled by invisible forces. So the universe is empty on the largest scales, and matter is empty on the smallest scales. Tiny structures separated by huge distances. That pattern is everywhere. Then why does anything feel solid? Because of forces. When your hand touches a table, the atoms in your hand do not simply pass through the atoms in the table. Electromagnetic forces push back. What you feel as solid matter is really invisible forces resisting each other. Reality is not as solid as it feels. It is mostly space, energy, and forces. But the universe was not always this empty. In the beginning, the universe was much hotter and denser. Matter and energy were packed closer together. There were no stars, no planets, no galaxies, and no black sky like we see today. Then space expanded. As the universe grew larger, matter spread out. Gravity pulled some of it together into stars and galaxies, but the space between everything kept stretching. Over billions of years, the universe became bigger, colder, darker, and emptier. And it is still happening. The universe is still expanding. Distant galaxies are moving away from us. Some are so far away that their light may never reach us again, because space between us is expanding too fast. In the far future, the universe may look even emptier than it does now. Many galaxies we can see today will fade beyond the cosmic horizon. Their light will stretch, weaken, and disappear from view. Future observers may look into the sky and see almost nothing beyond their own galaxy. They may think the universe is small and dark, but they would be wrong. They would only be seeing what the universe still allows them to see. That is the terrifying part. The emptiness is growing. But space being empty is also why we exist. If the universe were crowded, planets would not have stable orbits. Stars would pass too close to each other. Asteroids and comets would hit planets far more often. Life might never have enough time to begin. The emptiness protects us. Earth can orbit the sun because there is room. The moon can orbit Earth because there is room. The solar system survives because most of it is nothing. Even galaxies are emptier than they look. When galaxies collide, their stars almost never crash into each other. They pass through the gaps because the distances between stars are so enormous. That is how empty space really is. Even when galaxies collide, most stars miss. When we look up at the night sky, it feels full. Stars seem scattered everywhere, like lights on a ceiling. But the sky is lying to us. Those stars only look close together because we see them from one point of view. In reality, one star may be nearby, while another may be thousands of light years behind it. The night sky is not a flat ceiling. It is a deep ocean, and we are seeing tiny lights at different distances inside it. And still, from all this emptiness, everything came. Stars formed from thin clouds of gas. Planets formed from dust. Heavy elements were created inside dying stars. Some of those elements became Earth. Some became oceans. Some became living cells. Some became us. That means we are not separate from space. We are what happens when a tiny part of the emptiness becomes organized. Most of the universe is dark, silent, and almost empty. But in rare places, matter gathers. Stars ignite. Planets form. Chemistry begins. Life appears. And eventually, something looks back into the darkness and asks why it is there. So why is space so empty? Because gravity gathers matter into islands. Because the universe expanded and stretched those islands apart. Because even atoms are mostly empty. Because reality is built from tiny structures separated by distances too large to imagine. But maybe space is not empty in a boring way. Maybe it is empty in the most terrifying and beautiful way possible. It is the silence between stars, the darkness between galaxies, the distance that makes planets rare, the vastness that makes life feel impossible. And yet, somehow, here we are. In a universe that is almost entirely nothing, something opened its eyes,